Let's talk about Mercury retrograde and the fire starter. Just say yes, act and think later. Inspired, passionate sign of Aries. What does this mean to have Mercury retrograde in a sign that doesn't want to wait? And not only this, during eclipse season, no less. And not only that, during a solar eclipse that is in the fire sign of Aries itself. My beautiful friend, April is a turning point month. Happy astrological new year. This is the beginning of the true new year in terms of our growth and our soul's evolution. Happy Easter and Passover for those of you who celebrate, and even if you don't celebrate, these holidays symbolize renewal and rebirth. So this is a time for all of us that just like the crocus is coming up out of the soil, just like the flowers beginning to bloom and the cherry trees beginning to blossom, we are invited to blossom as well. Why is April such a big month astrologically? Well, we're in the eclipse portal, number one. We just had the lunar eclipse in Libra. Let me know in the comments if you felt that eclipse. I felt it strongly. It was square my Cancer ascendant. And yes, I felt all the feels and did a lot of clearing, emotional clearing during that time. We're in that eclipse portal now. We are en route from this process of releasing and letting go of a pattern or a relationship for some of us. And now we're in the tunnel, so to speak, of the eclipse portal, en route to the solar eclipse, the new beginnings, heart's desire, solar eclipse in Aries. And Aries is about the new adventure. What is your heart calling you to? It is about answering our heart's true calling, especially because we have just ended a soul cycle. With the South Node lunar eclipse in Libra, we are releasing a soul cycle that was begun for some of us 18.5 years ago when we last had the lunar nodes in Aries and Libra. So we're in a time of spiritual ascension, and if you are feeling ascension symptoms, if you are feeling exhausted, we have many planets in Pisces still, that can make you feel more tired. If you've been going through a physical illness, if you've been purging emotionally or through some other kind of detoxing process, if your nervous system feels more off or discombobulated, if your sleep isn't right, if you just don't know yet where you're actually headed, if you know it's time for a change but you don't have the steps or your next step down, if you don't know what you're doing to say yes to that heart's desire, or to leave a situation behind that you know has reached its ending. If you don't know that yet, just know that this is it's very natural for this time that we're in, being in the eclipse portal. Not only this, but we are getting closer and closer to the exact conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. And this is an epic transit that I have a separate video for you on. And my next video that will come out next Sunday, April 7th, is going to be a follow-up to that Jupiter-Uranus conjunction video. So I'll have another video for you on this transit, but I want you to know that we're all beginning to feel this energy as well. And on top of it all, Mercury will turn retrograde April 1st. Mercury will be retrograde between April 1st and April 25th. What does this all mean for you? This is what I'm going to share with you in this video. So, as always, my videos have two parts. The first part, which I highly encourage you to watch, is where I'm going to break down what's going on during Mercury retrograde in Aries. And most importantly, why would we even have a Mercury retrograde when we're getting a solar eclipse in Aries, which is about saying yes, which is about taking action, which is about moving powerfully forward on a passionate desire? Why would we have a Mercury retrograde slowdown during this solar eclipse? This is what I want to decode for you and give you some tips on how you can best work with the energies. Because we want to maximize this time. Aries is a maximizer. And in part 2 of this video, I will be sharing with you readings for all 12 signs based on your rising sign. This is the house in which you will be experiencing the Mercury retrograde energies, and I will also be pulling an oracle card for each of the 12 signs as well. And if you've just found my channel, hello and welcome. This is a like-minded community. If you're looking for your spiritual tribe, and you want to feel empowered through the astrology, you have found the right place. Be sure and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. And hello and welcome to all of you sweet, loyal people who've been watching my videos for some time. I appreciate you more than you know. I would not be here without you. And I want to let you all know that every Sunday, 9 a.m. Pacific time is when my videos generally go live. We gather here in the YouTube chat, so please join us. Hello and happy Sunday to those of you who are in the chat. This Sunday when this video is premiering, I absolutely love hanging out with all of you. I'm Betsy. I am a psychic astrologer as well as an intuitive life coach and the author of the book, The Magic of Saying Yes, Answering Your Heart's True Calling. This is a heart's true calling time, my friend, with a solar eclipse in Aries. This is all about answering the call of your soul this Aries season. And for those of you who ask in the comments, in my videos as well as my professional astrology consultations, I weave together divine downloads, spiritual principles, and Western tropical astrology. If you'd like more support, if you want to know how all of these energies are affecting you in your natal astrology chart, stay tuned till the end of this video. I'll tell you a little bit more about my astrology consultations and how you can book directly on my website. And if you want to be the first to receive my weekly inspirational astrology updates, the astrology between videos, just go to my website, sign up for free, and you will also get a free instant download of my soothing guided meditation, Reconnecting to Your Spirit. My beloved spiritual teacher and colleague, Robert Holden, once said, "If you knew that life was a roller coaster, could you enjoy the whole ride?" And these are the times we're in, my friend, right? We are in the times of expect the unexpected, especially during eclipse season. It's really important to remember that we are going into new soul territory. We have not been here before, so we can't expect ourselves to be crystal clear and feel completely confident and self-assured about where we're going. In a way, we're like toddlers stumbling through this time, figuring out how do we walk in this new soul territory. We are the Fool in the tarot, and this is an archetype of Aries energy. So Mercury will be retrograde in Aries from April 1st, yes, on April Fool's Day, to April 25th. It will station direct on the 25th of April. And we're all familiar with the breakdowns in communication and devices and travel plans that tend to characterize a Mercury retrograde period. We're all familiar with these logistical annoyances, and the word annoyance, I think, is the best keyword for Mercury retrograde because Mercury does rule our everyday dealings. I mean, all the things that we do on a daily basis, including our thinking, including our communication, our emailing, communication with ourselves and with others, that's what we do all day. There's always a voice going on in our head. It's also our schedules, our routines, our transactions, and our organization. But when Mercury turns retrograde, we are meant to pull our focus more inward. And it doesn't mean that life stops. We're still doing all the communication. We're still meeting our responsibilities and our commitments. But those glitches, those slowdowns, those extra long waits at the airport, those are times that we can bring our focus inward and get new revelations. And I do feel that this Mercury retrograde is going to reveal something to each of us, especially if we are attuned and we're asking for our Mercury retrograde gift, because every Mercury retrograde has a gift for us, a gift of illumination. And this Mercury retrograde in particular, I believe will be a healing revelation for each of us that could really turn our life around in a positive, powerful way. And I'm going to tell you why in a moment. But first, I want to share with you who will feel this Mercury retrograde most intensely, most personally. First of all, and this is a generalization, but generally speaking, those of you who have personal planets or points in Gemini or Virgo, you feel Mercury retrogrades more intensely. Why? Because you are ruled by the planet Mercury. However, because this Mercury retrograde is in the cardinal sign of Aries, those of you who have planets or points between 15 and 27 degrees in Aries or the other cardinal signs of Libra, Capricorn, or Cancer, you will feel this Mercury retrograde more intensely. You may have more moments of, I'm annoyed. I just have to say that. You could get annoyed. Or you could have to redo something, or revisit something, or rectify something. And with Mercury retrograde, that something is sometimes unexpected and it feels disruptive. But once you get it fixed, whatever needs fixing, you feel a lot better and life goes on. Now, regardless of whether you have planets or points between 15 and 27 degrees of the cardinal signs, you may still feel this Mercury retrograde. And absolutely, we are all going to feel eclipse season. I have 2 separate videos for you on the lunar eclipse in Libra and the solar eclipse in Aries. But because the Mercury retrograde is happening in Aries and we are in this solar eclipse time of Aries energy, we're getting double Aries energy. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, let's keep in mind that Pluto is in Aquarius. We are in a brand new era. Not only do we have the lunar nodes in Aries and Libra, meaning we are destiny driven right now, the North Node in Aries, we are driven to answer a new call of the soul. Not only this, but with Pluto in Aquarius, beginning to enter the age of Aquarius, we are in a brand new co-creative cycle. And what's beautiful about this is that Pluto in Aquarius is dancing harmoniously with the Aries energies. Remember when Pluto was in Capricorn, it was squaring the Aries energies. Now it is sextiling Aries energies, and sextiles are new opportunities and solutions. So this is very positive and supportive to our forward momentum, our forward movement. Now, Mercury in Aries, when it is direct, when it is flowing directly, naturally ahead, it moves quickly. It doesn't want to wait. Mercury in Aries is a sprinter. It wants to get to the finish line. It wants success. And not only that, not only does it want to get to the finish line, it wants to win. It wants to be the winner. Now, I know those of you who have strong Aries energy, it doesn't mean that you always feel you have to be first or you have to be the best. There's a continuum with Aries energy. But there is an inspired, passionate quality. It's fire energy after all. It is the pioneer. It is the adventurer. It is the fool who puts the knapsack on their back and takes risks. It's a risk-taking energy. It is courage. It is confidence. It is boldness. Aries, if nothing else, is willing to be bold, is willing to be assertive, tells it like it is. The lower octave can be combative. It can be someone who starts a fight, who's in their survival fears. But the higher octave is, I want to see if I can do it. I want to see if I can succeed at this. I am up for the challenge. I'm willing to take the risk. I'm going to step forward and say yes, even when it's scary. The highest octave is feel the fear and do it anyway. However, and this is a really important however, this is very important for us to keep in mind because of the most important aspect that Mercury is making during this retrograde, which I'm going to tell you about in a moment. To set us up for that, we want to remember that Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, and it is our first experience of feeling validated by those in our life that were important to us, that we looked up to. So this could be parents or teachers, people who influenced our conditioning, our sense of self, our self-esteem. This is where when we were praised and we were acknowledged, we felt good about ourselves. When we were criticized, however, or ignored or shunned or even ostracized, we could have felt like, I don't matter. They don't see me. I'm not significant. I'm not important. I'm not valuable. Very important in Aries energy because it's about our roots. It's our root chakra. It's our belonging. It's our need to feel accepted and that we fit. We have a place in the world. The highest knowing of Aries energy that helps us to feel secure and safe in our bodies here while we're having this spiritual adventure in human form, the highest knowing is I am valuable because I exist. I don't have to prove myself to anyone. I don't have to be the best. I don't have to get the A. I don't have to be voted most likely to succeed. Did you have those kinds of awards in high school? I don't have to get best smile to feel good about myself, to know that I'm lovable, to know that I belong here. But because most of us were conditioned, we were brought up in this world that's all about climbing the ladder. It's all about getting the best grade, getting the Academy Award, Because of this Mercury retrograde wants to help us heal anything in our conditioning that makes us feel like we have to perform, we have to be validated by others, we have to get others' approval in order to feel valuable and lovable and worthy, most important, worthy of what our heart truly wants and desires. Not only this, but in our culture, we're often told we have to hurry up, we have to do it fast, quick, there's a flash sale, you might miss out, limited time only. If you have strong Aries energy in your chart, you know what I'm talking about. Just as an example, I have Mars in Aries. I had a father who was always telling us to hurry up. He used to say, come on, come on, come on. We could never move fast enough. And when it came to athletics, there were 4 girls in my family. My dad always wanted to throw the football to us. I was terrible at catching a football. Are you kidding me? And not only that, he would take us miniature golfing, and I was even worse at miniature golf. And that would really annoy him. And so in my imprinting is this sense of I have to hurry up and I better do it well. And I've learned to observe that in myself. I've learned to observe when I'm doing something and it's not happening quickly enough. I've learned to breathe, slow down, and even ask myself, is this really urgent, Betsy? Because in Aries energy, we often feel a sense of urgency, when the truth is it's not urgent. There's very little in life that is truly urgent. And I bring this up because it is very possible during this Mercury retrograde that you will feel a sense of, I'm not going fast enough, I'm behind, this should have happened yesterday, or I should have had this done a month ago, or I can't believe I didn't back up my computer. This Mercury retrograde wants us to slow things down, especially our thinking. Slow it down. And to be brave enough to use that Aries courage to ask ourselves when we are feeling urgency, emergency, or anger, frustration. Aries is the fighter after all. Aries is the warrior. In its highest octave, it's the spiritual warrior. It's the spiritual warrior who's willing to pause and observe themselves when they feel frustrated and ask ourselves, what is the fear? There's always a fear underneath frustration. So one of the best ways we can use the energy is to identify the fear and then feel through that. Let that energy metabolize, because fear is an emotion and emotions are just energy and motion. And when we metabolize them, when we breathe through them, when we tap through them, one of my favorite things to do to move through really strong emotional energy. And we can go inside and put our arms around our inner child and say, I'm so sorry you're feeling this way. I'm so sorry this is happening to you. This really sucks. But I'm here for you and we're going to get through this. Do you want an ice cream? Now, all of this is especially relevant during the Mercury retrograde in Aries because Chiron, the wounded healer archetype, Chiron, which can, when triggered, bring up a core wound of abandonment, betrayal, or shame. You're probably familiar, if you've been watching my videos, with the fact that Chiron was conjunct the North Node earlier this year in February. And big picture, Chiron is helping us, supporting us to heal this core wound. Chiron is going to be conjunct Mercury during the retrograde. Chiron has already met up with Mercury before the Mercury retrograde when Mercury was direct on March 20th. April 17th to the 18th, you may feel Chiron conjunct Mercury retrograde. This is when there may be some trigger that it comes up for our healing. And then May 6th, when Mercury is direct, it's going to meet up with Chiron one more time to help us integrate what we've learned during the Mercury retrograde. And because during the solar eclipse in Aries, Chiron will be exact with the solar eclipse energies, both the sun and the moon at 19 degrees, 24 minutes. They're all at that same degree point. You cannot make this stuff up. Because of this, we know that Chiron is a big part of our healing journey. And Chiron will also retrograde back to this 19 degree point in November of this year, turn direct at 19 degrees, and stay there until mid-February of 2025. So yes, this is a healing process. This is a process for us to be extra gentle with ourselves, to give ourselves the TLC that we need, and to know that we are really working on significant healing right now. And actually we have been since last summer when Chiron was also at 19 degrees. Now on April 11th, the sun in Aries is going to conjunct Mercury in Aries at 22 degrees. This is significant because the sun is our life force that will infuse our thinking with new life force. And not only this, 22 degrees is the master builder number. It is a foundational number. It's a number of transformation. So I believe, and I would put this on your calendar, my friend, April 11th, anytime between like the 10th, especially we would feel this, to the 12th of April. The 10th through the 12th, this is a time to really shift our inner narrative. I believe that this is a key gift of this Mercury in Aries 3.5-week period, to change our inner narrative, to create a new success story, a new success story. A new story of triumph over adversity, how you came through something and now you're a new person. You know who you are. You don't need anyone else to choose you because you choose you. You are choosing you. And this changes your whole identity. This is the identity of the spiritual warrior. I am successful because I'm here. And on April 17th, we're going to have the exact conjunction of Jupiter and Uranus coming together. And this is epic. I am not exaggerating when I'm saying it's epic. This is a rebirth time. This is spiritual awakening and expansion. But not only this, Jupiter and Taurus coming together with Uranus and Taurus. Taurus is the earthly playground. It is our sensual pleasures and comforts and beauty and wealth, whatever wealth is for you. It is all of the yummy things in life. It is the deliciousness of life. Will everybody feel this beautiful expansion? Will everybody have money raining down from the universe? Will everyone meet their soulmate? All of these things that so many of us want. Will everyone experience this? It depends on your natal chart. It depends on how this Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is aspecting your planets or points. And of course, I would need to do a reading of your natal astrology chart to give you an accurate analysis. But this is big changing energy for all of us collectively on the planet. And as I said in my April 7th video, I'm going to be going into this more deeply. Plus, I have a separate video on it now, which I'm going to link to in the description box below. But I see this as the crescendo of the month. We have the solar eclipse in Aries. We have the Mercury retrograde in Aries. And then we have Jupiter and Uranus coming together, conjuncting. Big spiritual expansion, if not tangible earthly blessings for you, my friend. Because of all of this, I want to say buckle up and enjoy the ride, because this April is going to be a ride. So a few tips for you, and then we'll get to the 12 sign readings. Number one, like all Mercury retrograde periods, this is not the best time to sign a lease, to buy a house, to make a major purchase like a car or a very expensive diamond ring. I would wait on those things. Move more slowly. Mercury in Aries goes fast. It is the race car driver, which brings more potential for accidents or injuries. So yes, recommit to an exercise program. Yes, do your strengthening, but don't overdo it. Pace yourself, take your time. Also, if you feel outside pressure from other people, things that you would normally take in stride, responsibilities, duties may really weigh a little bit more heavily on us during this time. Prioritize, prioritize. Sometimes the loudest voices are the lowest priorities, but because of our conditioning, we rush in to help that person. And that's not always the best use of our time, especially when they can actually help themselves. Expect your plans to change. The zipper may break, the ice cream may fall off the cone. And if it does, get yourself another ice cream. Get yourself a double scoop. And remember, backups are good. Back up your computer, back up your phone, even have a backup date plan or a backup date, if that would help to soothe and delight your inner child. Be the observer, and most importantly, be open to divine messages, because Mercury is the divine messenger, and Mercury, the divine messenger, has juicy nuggets of truth for you, my friend, that it wants to share with you. Okay, so let's do the 12 sign readings now. Listen to your rising sign. This is the area of your life that is going to be highlighted for you during this Mercury retrograde in Aries, and also during this time of the solar eclipse in Aries. You can also listen to your sun sign and your moon sign to get further intuitive messages. Now, for each of the 12 signs, I'm going to share with you in which area of your life a new success story is being birthed for you. And this is a choice for all of us. We all have the choice to reconfigure the story of our life, right? The inner narrative that is going on. We all have the choice to reconfigure the story of our own identity, which is what Aries energy is. It's our I am. This is where we are creating a new story, a new intention for our new hero's journey going forward with this solar eclipse in Aries. So let's start with Aries. Hello, beautiful Aries. Happy birthday to all of my beautiful Aries friends. Are you feeling the solar eclipse? Leave me a comment. Let me know what a time this is for you, Aries. With the North Node in your sign, this is a very exciting time for you. And just like the solar eclipse, you're experiencing this Mercury retrograde in your first house of identity. And where we have this Mercury retrograde is where we are all creating a new story, a new narrative, a new inner narrative that is then going to be the basis from which, the foundation on which we are building and co-creating our new reality, our solar eclipse, new heart's desire. So for you, Aries, this could correlate with a new story about your professional success or your success in relationships, your success in your committed partnerships. This could be about your appearance, your look. It could also be about roles that you're letting go of or roles that you're taking on. This could, because it's your first house, it's an angle of your chart. It is the house of the self, after all. It is the house of the I am. This could affect any area of your life, your career, your home, your family, your relationships, your partnerships, and your professional accomplishments, Aries. But what's most important to remember for the Mercury retrograde is this is where you are receiving revelations. This is where I want to encourage you to be open to new downloads from the divine, to be open to anything that crops up for you. As I was discussing at the beginning of this video with the strong Chiron energy in Aries, anything that comes up, bubbles up for you around a trigger or a core wound, we are really being gifted with the opportunity to heal this during this time. And that changes everything. When we see ourselves with new eyes, which is an invitation of this Mercury retrograde, when we see ourselves, Mercury retrograde, with brand new eyes, then we feel so much more confident and courageous and capable of taking on that scary thing, right, Aries? And I know you know what I mean when I say that scary thing. And for those of you, I mentioned this in other videos, but I have Mars in Aries, so I know what it feels to approach something that feels very daunting and to jump off the cliff anyway, right? Leap and the net will appear. That is your energy, Aries. So let's shuffle the cards and see what the cards have to say for you, for your new story, your new narrative, your new success, beautiful Aries. And your card is simplicity. What can you simplify? Mercury retrogrades are the perfect time to clear clutter. To clear clutter, emotional clutter, mental clutter, physical clutter, computer clutter, cleaning out the garage. It's different for everyone, but perhaps when I was listing those different areas of clutter, and it could just be like your space in one area of your life, or a closet or a basement or the metaphorical basement, whatever it is for you, when you clear that out, your mind becomes more clear and you can receive those revelations that the universe wants you to receive, beautiful Aries. And also when I see this card and the feather floating, it always reminds me of our ancestors and our passed on loved ones. So for some of you, there is a message to connect with not only the divine, but also those on the other side who have your back, who love you, who have chosen you. As those of us know with Aries energy, there's a desire to feel chosen. There's a desire to feel wanted, needed, that you belong. And tuning into the other realms, especially passed on loved ones, guardian angels, and so forth, can really make you feel attuned to your spiritual identity, the identity of who you are as a soul, a spirit of pure love, beautiful Aries. So if you resonate with this, let me know. Leave me a comment. I would love to hear. Pisces, hello, beautiful Pisces. Pisces, you are conjuring up a new success story, a new inner narrative with Mercury and Aries in your house of material security. This is your possessions. This is your earned income. This is self-esteem and values. This is where you feel the way you feel about yourself, and that ripples out to your material comforts and pleasures. That ripples out to your belief in yourself to be able to create the material structures in your life, like home and your bank accounts and money to do the things that are important to you, cars, all the things that we, not that we all need a car or have a car, but you get what I'm saying. This is really your house of you feeling capable to support yourself in the material realm. So this could be a new story around money. This could be a realization along the lines of money just being energy. This could be your values shifting. There's something shifting for you in your values or in your wealth, whatever wealth is for you, or in your earned income that is making you really rethink. There's a lot of rethinking, redoing, refining going on during this Mercury retrograde for you around your monies and your value and your self-love and your self-esteem. And with Chiron being featured as a key player during this Mercury retrograde, something could come up for you around money, especially your conditioning around money, that you could really beautifully heal, Pisces. So let's see what the cards have to say for you for this Mercury retrograde. And your new success story, this is success having to do with money. This is success of you being able to live life on your terms, to co-create the life that you desire. Beautiful Pisces. And your card is potential. Yeah, I see what this is saying. I see what this is saying. Okay, there's a couple messages that are coming through. Number one is that your potential is so much more vast than you may be seeing it, Pisces, but that you, during this Mercury retrograde, you may get a revelation, or this card reading may give you this revelation of your vast potential, that it is so much more. See, when we all get imprinted, so to speak, by our childhood conditioning, past lives, and so on, right? That can put a ceiling on the level of what we see as our capabilities or our potential. But when we become aware of that and we clear that, when we have a healing on that, that glass ceiling is taken away and our true potential opens up. It can ignite, it can explode like this volcano is exploding. This is a card of power, really. And I see you coming more into your power as a result of, for some of you, a new revelation or illumination that comes in during this Mercury retrograde, a heart healing perhaps, that clears away any false imprinting that wasn't you, Pisces. It wasn't you. It came from the way a parent was raised, or it came from a teacher's I'm just being reminded in this moment of how I had an art teacher in high school, and my best friend was an amazing artist. Her mom was a professional artist, and she learned from a very young age how to paint and draw and all of that. And so we used to sit together in art class, and I loved doing art, but my friend, the teacher would come by and just give her like all these accolades, your art is, and just ooh and ah, and just like go crazy over her art, right? And then she'd look at mine and be like, good effort, Betsy, you know? And I always felt like, oh my God, I'm not a good artist, because obviously she's like gushing over my friend's art and not mine. And so I think this story is coming through in this moment because you may have, Pisces, you're a very artistic sign yourself, very imaginative. You have the potential to develop natural talent. You are naturally talented artistically. I mention this because for some of you, you could have received some sort of conditioning. It only takes a moment, right? It only takes one teacher. It doesn't take a lot for us to be triggered and create a story. And this is an opportunity for some of you to change that story that wasn't empowering, that wasn't true, for the truth to be revealed and for you to become the powerful being that you are and to move more into your gorgeous potential, beautiful Pisces. If you want to claim your potential, your overflowing beautiful potential, I invite you to claim it in the comments below. Aquarius, Aquarius. Are you ready, Aquarius? Ready for what, you ask? Well, Aquarius, you have the potential to create a whole new story about yourself, about your capabilities in your house of mindset and communication. This could be a real reboot for you, beautiful Aquarius. You could really find, especially receiving the sextile that you're receiving from this Aries energy. A sextile is opportunities and solutions. And for some of you, this may be using your throat more, because I'm feeling a little bit of gravelly stuff in my throat as I'm talking to you. And so it's possible that there's something in your throat chakra to clear here. The third house is the house of Mercury. It is the throat chakra. It's also your immediate environment. You may realize something about your immediate environment, whether it is where your home is, your neighborhood, or a relationship that is associated with this house, which would be siblings, landlords, people that you come into contact with on a regular basis. You may get a realization about any of these things during this Mercury retrograde that brings about a healing for you, a chironic healing, healing of a core wound, abandonment, betrayal, or shame that really catapults you forward and increases your confidence and courage, beautiful Aquarius. So be open for revelations. And because this is your immediate environment, you could have a revelation in any of your everyday experiences, when you're emailing with someone, when you're at the grocery store, when you're working out, when you are walking on the beach, or when you're walking in nature. It could be anywhere. It could be especially you could even overhear a conversation from someone else, and that could be a time that opens you up to a new possibility or a new revelation, or gives you a healing moment. So let us pull a card for you, Aquarius, and see what the cards have to say. Or you could get a new opportunity that is a healing in and of itself, that makes you recognize something in yourself that you haven't seen before, that maybe others are recognizing in you, and that could also increase your self-esteem and your confidence. Aquarius, your card is Purity. What I love about this card is it's a close-up. It's a close-up of this white fox in the snow. There's a freshness to it. And the close-up aspect, what it tells me is there's going to be something that happens that allows you to see your own purity up close. You looking in the mirror, you looking into the eyes and seeing an aspect of your soul perhaps that you haven't seen before, Aquarius. You coming into more contact with your true love, pure love self, falling in love with you. Realizing that at your core, there is a purity, a gorgeous purity that maybe you haven't accepted before. Our shadow is not only our quote unquote darkness, it's also our light. It's often the parts of us that we haven't seen that are just our most gorgeous brilliance, your brilliance. And because this fox has, or maybe it's a wolf. No, I think it's a fox. It has a green eye and a blue eye. There's a heart healing, and there is a throat chakra healing here. And you are going through a purification process. So allow yourself to go through that with care, with compassion for you, Aquarius, knowing that as you come through whatever healing you're doing, you're going to be more ready and courageous and confident than ever to say yes to that solar eclipse heart's desire that is inviting you into the next greatest version of who you came here to be. So beautiful Aquarius, if you want to claim your purity, or anything else you want to claim. Claim it in the comments below. Capricorn, hello, beautiful Capricorn. Capricorn, you are writing a new success story, a new inner narrative in which you are claiming your confidence, courage, and success, and your bravery to go after what may feel scary to you, what may feel, because it is new soul territory for all of us. You are doing this in your house of home, family, and childhood conditioning. Because Chiron is making an aspect to the solar eclipse exactly conjunct, and also because Chiron is going to be aspected during this Mercury retrograde, this healing is a big part of this Mercury retrograde for most of us. For some of us who've already done the healing work, and I still think there could be little tiny threads that are there for most of us, but the degree to which you feel this will depend on the planets and points in your natal astrology chart that are being touched during this Mercury retrograde. So for you, I see new confidence and courage to make a move if you want to make a move. I see a new story around your capabilities that is different from maybe how you were conditioned as a child. Some of you may be saying, I'm a new person. I'm different from that person I thought I was when I was younger. Here's the truth about me. I feel like there's a truth that's coming through for you. If you are receiving a square to any of your Capricorn energy, like my Saturn's in Capricorn at 17 degrees, so I'm going to get a square to my Saturn, and I know this and I'm prepared for it. But it will be different for you, Capricorn, depending on which planets or points you have in Capricorn, in which house they're in. Based on your rising sign, for those of you who are Capricorn risings, this is where Aries is in your chart, and this is where the theme of a brand new story is applicable. So moving, a new home, redecorating a home, creating a sanctuary for yourself at home. Most importantly, feeling that your inner sanctuary is a safe place for you to live. Your inner world. The fourth house is our most personal experience of life and of ourselves. So this is where you are creating an inner sense of security and safety during this Mercury retrograde. This is your invitation, Capricorn. And this may mean doing some inner child healing. I do have a separate video for you on inner child healing that I will link in the comments below if you want to check that out. So what I love about this Mercury retrograde for you, Capricorn, is that you can create a new story about your belonging, about where you belong, and about fitting in the way that you want to fit in, because none of us want to fit in and quote unquote be normal in a way that isn't true and authentic for us, right? So even fitting in isn't not the right expression. Where you want to fit, where you see that you fit, and fitting just means you have found, in my view, it means that you found a place that feels like a fit for you, that feels like a match for you, that feels like a match to your frequency and your beautiful sparkling vibration, which is a place that you want to live, an inner place and an outer place that you feel most at home. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Capricorn. Beautiful Capricorn. Your card is Flow. I see in this card, first of all, I see the full moon that we just had, the lunar eclipse in Libra. So if something came up for you there, that lunar eclipse in Libra was squaring your Capricorn energy. And that would have had to do with relationships or balance or harmony, or with inner balance and harmony, your inner relationship to you, to yourself, your partnership with your soul. And I see a lot of crown chakra energy here, Capricorn. I feel, first of all, flow is very self-explanatory, right? It's like saying, be in the flow, stay in the flow. Everything is happening in divine timing. There's no place that you're supposed to be except where you actually are right now. You are in the perfect place, in the perfect timing. You're not behind. You're not too old. You're not too late, all of those things. I also see a message around your crown chakra. The light of the full moon around your crown, an awakening in your crown chakra, or a releasing of belief systems that no longer fit you. So if you want to do, some of you, this is not all of you, but some of you might want to do some sort of Kundalini breath work that helps you clear the crown chakra, or anything that helps with the pineal gland in the brain to reset that. And you can look that up on YouTube. You can do a Google search on that. You can do a pineal gland reset with breath work, but there are other ways that you can do that as well. But that's coming through for you as well, that you are shifting, you are clearing, you have the invitation, let's say this, you have the invitation to clear your crown chakra, any limiting beliefs, because you are going places, Capricorn. You are meant to go places. You're meant to go with the flow. You are meant to move into the next greatest version of who you came here to be. Okay, Sagittarius, Sagittarius. Okay, Sag, 5th house. This is where you're having the Mercury retrograde in Aries, in your 5th house of pleasure, comforts, delights. This is the house of your inner child. This is the house of your creativity, creative projects, creative children, or your actual children, your dating, love, and romance life, Sag. So with a Mercury retrograde here, any of these things could have little glitches. You could have moments of annoyance. You could have a creative project that gets stalled. You could have a dating, someone that you're dating, you know, something change. You could be online dating and, you know, the person doesn't show up. I'm sure that won't happen for you. I don't want to take the wind out of your sail, beautiful Sagittarius. But with Mercury retrograde here in Aries, I would just say go slow. If you meet somebody that you really like, and you're really enjoying time with, the slower that you can take it, the more Mercury will reward you for your patience. And yes, you could have a former love come back into your life. You could have friendships return. You could have anything coming back that used to be in your life, just to show you, either for closure or to show you something you didn't see before, or potentially to rekindle it. It's different for everyone. That does happen sometimes. What this Mercury retrograde is helping us with is to create a new success story. So you are given the invitation, Sag, to create, to rewire, if you need this. Not all Sages need this, but if you need a rewiring of your brain, of your thinking, of your thoughts around love and romance, around your creative potential, or having to do with parenting or children, you will get that opportunity during this Mercury retrograde to write a new success story, to script a new reality. This is in perfect alignment with the solar eclipse in Aries. Both the Mercury retrograde and the solar eclipse in Aries, in this fiery, just say yes, go for it, new beginning, inspired, passionate new beginning. Mercury here is slowing us down, and you're going to get a trine to your energy, which is beautiful wind at your back. Lots of flow, your flight getting in early, but this is only slowing us down and having us rewrite a story so that we can get what we really want, so we can have what we really want. Mars right now is in Pisces. Mars in Pisces often feels like it can't have what it wants. And Mercury retrograde wants to help us to rewrite that if that's part of our experience, our past experience. Our past does not have to equal our future. So healing insights, revelations, illuminations around these 5th house matters for you, Sag. And let us see what the cards have to say for you, Sag, and your Mercury retrograde in Aries. Change. What I love about this card of change is there is a lovely pink and purple glow to it. It's very 5th house, actually, this card, because it's so childlike. It reminds me, reminds me of like a miniature music box that would look just like this, right? Or a mobile hanging over a crib. And the 5th house is the house of the inner child. So there is a change that you may be making to your inner child wiring, that you're rewiring, maybe you are scripting. We can go back and reimagine our childhood. We can't change our childhood, but we can actually put ourselves in a how do I want to say this? We can put ourselves in a scene that is different from what we grew up with, and we can feed that to ourselves on a regular basis, we can rewire our minds with a different experience. That does take effort, that does take work, that does take discipline, but it is possible to do. Or we can start now and create the childhood that we never had. We can bring in with self-love practices the devotion to our inner child if we didn't receive that devotion as a kid. Be open to change. Be flexible, Sag. There's change on the horizon for you. There is change on the horizon for everyone during eclipse season. But this change, especially given that you're getting a trine from the solar eclipse in Aries, this change for you, it needs to be inspired. Now, I would say to everyone, make sure your change that you're creating, you're co-creating, is inspired. But to me, this says lighten up, bring a whimsical quality into your co-creations, into your imagination, into your scripting, if you do that, your vision boarding. Bring a lightness to it. Allow for the universe to surprise you with positive, delightful change. Allow the universe to give you what you so deserve. Beautiful, Sag. And if you want to claim it, claim what you so deserve. Claim the sparkly surprise that could be on offer for you. Let us know. Claim it in the comments below. Scorpio, beautiful Scorpio. Hello, Scorpio. Scorpio, you are experiencing, you're being invited to create a whole new narrative, a new story, a success story, a story of success and triumph over potentially past adversity for some of you in your house of everyday schedules, routines, which includes your daily work. It includes your health, your exercise, your diet, all the things that we do to keep our energy humming along. It is a house of health. So you could find that you are changing something up here in order to feel like you're supporting your health. You could be focused on optimal health. You could be really thinking or rethinking about your job. You could be thinking, do I want to stay in this job? Do I want to apply for a promotion? Do I want to leave wherever I am? Do I want to start my own business? There's a new success story, and this all comes, our co-creations, as you know, Scorpio, they all come from a foundation of I can do this. I'm up to the challenge, especially in Aries energy, there's usually a challenge. I'm up to the challenge. I'm up to going out of my comfort zone. I'm up to going into new soul territory. This is what's going on for you, that you are now with Mercury retrograde here. You're being given a revelation, an illumination, a new divine message from Mercury that is waking you up to what needs, potentially needs course correcting, shifting, refining, and most importantly, upgrading the level of your story, your inner narrative, what you are, what your potential is, what you're capable of creating and receiving. Beautiful Scorpio. So let's see what the cards have to say for you. And there's a focus here on the healing insights that you may receive are going to bring you more inner peace, is what I got when I tuned into you, more freedom. I feel like most of you want more freedom in your sort of everyday life. You want more flexibility. You want to feel like I'm creating this life the way it is, and I'm creating my work, and I have the power. This feels like power. I have the power to design my day, for example, to design my life even. Okay, let's see now what the cards have to say, Scorpio. Scorpio. Trust. Trust the process. If you feel like you don't see your way right now, it's meant to be this way. You are meant to be navigating by the moonlight. You are meant to be with one foot in the ethereal realities and one foot in reality and one foot in your earthly reality. And this is what is meant to happen for you, and it's meant to feel peaceful. This is why I was picking up on that vibe of inner peace, because when I look at this image, I feel inner peace. I feel that this person is giving themselves time to be alone. They're giving themselves time to be in this gorgeous moonlight, to bask in the truth that being in nature is supremely healing. Giving yourself a time out, maybe. Giving yourself time to just float down a waterway. When I feel into this card, I feel a real peace. There is true peace in trusting the process and in trusting yourself. Beautiful Scorpio. If you relate to this, let me know. I would love to hear. You can trust your path and you can trust yourself. Libra. Hello, beautiful Libra. Libra, how is the lunar eclipse for you? I would love to hear. Leave me a comment if you would like to share. You are going to have this Mercury retrograde in Aries in the same place that the solar eclipse is happening in Aries, and that is in your 7th house of committed partnerships. Those who have your back and whose backs you have, and this is both professional relationships as well as love, personal relationships with spouses, significant others, adult children, etc. So beautiful Libra. You are creating a new story here. You are creating a new foundation. This is a story of triumph over adversity. This is a story of winning. This is a story of you having all of your needs met. This is you feeling both independent and strong in who you are, you following your own authentic truth. You're coming more into who you really are. You are less putting others before you and putting yourself first. That's what the solar eclipse in Aries is helping us with, but also Mercury in Aries. And you are claiming your freedom and independence and crafting, for some of you, a whole new success story around your partnership life, around the way you do your relationships. This is where you may receive healing insights, revelations, and illuminations during this Mercury in Aries time, this Mercury in retrograde time in Aries. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Libra. Your card is relaxation. I always love to see these cards of like simplify, relax, and so on, because this is really what this energy is telling us. It's telling us take a break, pause. Mercury retrograde is about not pushing forward. It's not trying to launch new things. It's not pressuring ourselves or being hard on ourselves to accomplish. This is a time to receive. It's a time of receiving, especially insights. Healing insights, divine downloads. So this card, and check this out, this is an eclipse energy right here. I mean, a solar eclipse looks different. This actually looks like your lunar eclipse, Libra, the orange energy. And you're just relaxing and reading a book or whatever you do when you relax. Take the time to just be in your own energy, Libra. See what it feels like to be attuned to you, attuned to your heart, attuned to your angels, your guides, your spiritual source. Replenish your energy. Mercury retrograde is all about replenishing, and then you will be ready as we get into May. In May, the end of April, very end of April, is when Mars will move into Aries and it will make a sextile to Pluto, and then we will be racing ahead. Until then, let yourself relax and just be. Okay, Virgo. Hello, beautiful Virgo. Virgo, you are going to have the opportunity, the invitation from Mercury retrograde to write a whole new success story for yourself, to rewire your mind, to reconfigure your narrative, aka a new success story, in your house of power. Feeling in your power. This is your house of shared resources. This is your investments, taxes, loans. It could, for some of you, be about claiming your power with where you might have some debt, or claiming your power in your investment life. Or it has to do with a partner. It has to do with someone with whom you spend or share time, money, or other kinds of resources, right? Time, money, energy. It's the house of transformation. It's the house of death and rebirth. This is a really big solar eclipse for most of you Virgos, the one in Aries that we're having, and also the Mercury retrograde at the same time. It's really doubling the energy of this Aries energy, and it's having us slow down so that we can receive revelations and new epiphanies, divine downloads that are going to help us to see what our current mindset is and see if that needs, if there's enough success in that, if there's enough confidence and courage to go after what our soul most wants in this new era, this new soul territory. We're up leveling, we're stepping up, we're claiming something that maybe a part of us didn't think that we could have before this. This is why we need a new success story here. So Virgo, let me shuffle the card. Well, I'm shuffling now. Let me pull a card for you and see what the cards have to say for you. What is your message from the divine for this Mercury retrograde? Virgo, your card is, oh, I love this card. This is one of my favorite cards in the deck. Thriving. Thriving. Look at the beauty in this card. I love the giraffe. The giraffe's energy is so regal. The giraffe sees above the fray. The giraffe has a higher perspective. The giraffe can see from a higher vantage point what other people can't see, and definitely what the small mind can't see, right? When we are buried in the details, when we are buried in the minutia of life, when we are so focused on the minutia and getting things done and meeting other people's needs and meeting our deadlines and all those things, we forget to see what's really going on in the bigger picture. This is a beautiful card because not only is it saying that you're going to be able to step back and see above the fray and get a higher perspective, Virgo, but it's also saying that you are coming into a new era of your life in which you are not just surviving, you're thriving. You're thriving. All of this pink energy is just gorgeous, unconditional love. And this tree with all of the pink on it, what I know about this card from having read the description is that this tree is like thousands of years old. And even in a desert, it has the ability to feed itself and to nourish itself and others. And that's what this card is saying for you. You have that ability to feel nourished, even if you feel like you're in the desert, Virgo. And there is a full moon here. We just had that lunar eclipse in Libra. Some of you may have gotten some sort of wake-up call or something difficult emotionally could have been triggered for you during that time, especially around a partnership. But you are coming into a new place, especially if you're saying yes to you, especially if you're leaving behind what doesn't serve you, especially if you are cutting the cords to soul contracts that have expired. If you are being true to you, Virgo, and this card is certainly saying being true to you is important. Of course, it's always important, but as you do so, as you put yourself first, you are stepping into a whole new era of thriving. Beautiful Virgo. Let me know if this resonates for you. I'd love to hear. Leo. Hello, beautiful Leo. Leo, you are creating a whole new success story. You're receiving downloads and revelations during this Mercury retrograde in Aries in your house of expansion, spiritual expansion, Leo. It doesn't get much better than that. You could be learning something new. This Mercury. See, I'm trying to get the words out fast, like Mercury in Aries would do, but it's not. It's just all getting jumbled up. How's that for a metaphor? Mercury retrograde in Aries. As I take my time to say the words, Leo, you could be learning quite a lot on a spiritual level. You could have a spiritual awakening. This is the Mercury, is the divine messenger after all. Also, if you have been doing some sort of learning program, like you have been taking a certification program or getting a PhD or something that would fall into the realm of quote unquote higher learning, you could have a slowdown during this time. Something could shift. You could be questioning even a school program that you're involved in. Let the dust settle. I would not make any harsh, I don't want to say harsh, I would not make any rash decisions because again, as I said in the beginning of this video, the part 1, which I encourage everyone to watch, Sometimes we feel a sense of urgency and we make a quick decision. We react. We make a reactive decision based on survival fears rather than what is in our highest and best good. That's why I don't encourage anyone to make big life-changing decisions during a Mercury retrograde. Wait till the dust settles. Wait till, I don't even like that phrase, dust settling. Wait till the energy flows down the river. Let whatever's happening flow off of you and go down the river, Leo. And then when this is over, you will know what is the best move to make if you are contemplating a move. This is a time of new adventure for you. It's a time of, this would be a great time to actually do some travel. I am a big proponent of traveling during Mercury retrograde, even though there can be flight delays and other glitches, travel glitches. Mercury, when we're traveling, we're so much more open, generally speaking, to new epiphanies and awarenesses. And when we're in new scenery, we're out of our comfort zone, and more awakenings can happen during that time. And especially when you're at 30,000 feet, you can really get some beautiful epiphanies. That's what I feel often really touched emotionally when I'm flying, when I'm thinking about people, especially if I'm flying on my own and I don't have a travel partner and I'm journaling or thinking about somebody that I love. I often feel real emotional movement that is quite healing on a flight. So that could happen for you too. You're getting a trine from this Mercury retrograde in Aries energy, which is the wind at your back. It is your flight getting in early. Maybe you won't have any flight delays if you travel, but if you don't want to travel during this time, travel in your mind. Let your mind take you to new vistas, new horizons, because this is what's on offer for you, Leo, both for the solar eclipse and for the Mercury in retrograde period for the whole month of April. So let's see what the cards have to say for you, Leo. Leo. Focus. Okay. This card, as you can see in this card, I believe this is a leopard. This leopard is walking in the fresh snow. It is not bothered by the snow falling. It's a light snow. It's making its own fresh tracks. It has a goal. It has a mountain that it wants to climb. But it's also enjoying just being in this fresh air. So the message for you that I get here is to focus on what's most important to you during this Mercury retrograde. Prioritize. Prioritize the things that matter most to you, where you feel you will get the most benefit, where you feel you are most fed, and continue to climb the mountain, but also pause and take a rest every now and then. Pause and feel the light snow on you. Pause and feel the sun on your back. Pause and smell the roses, as we say, so that you can enjoy your life now, Leo, because so many of us, as we're rushing toward a goal, we don't let ourselves enjoy the process, right? So if that resonates, then let yourself enjoy the ride, even though it may feel like a roller coaster this month. It's your ride, Leo. It's your life. Focus on you and your well-being, and everything else will fall into place. Let me know if this resonates in the comments. I'd love to hear. Cancer. Hello, beautiful Cancer. I have my moon and my rising in Cancer. Cancer, you are writing a whole new success story, overcoming adversity, stepping into triumph. Your new success story is in your area, where the same place where the solar eclipse in Aries is happening, in your 10th house of career, legacy. And this is also your house of retirement and semi-retirement, meaning and fulfillment. So that will be different for everyone where you are in your life in terms of how it's really big picture about how you want to spend your one wild and precious life. As I love to quote Mary Oliver, because she reminds us that life is precious, right, Cancer? Life is precious. And you are the architect of your life. You are the designer of your life. And this is no more appropriate than now with Mercury in Aries here. Mercury in Aries is saying, is it time to write a new story? Is there a new narrative that is wanting to be written so that you can enjoy and savor even? There's an element of savoring that is coming through. Savoring your life even, Cancer, because you deserve it. You have worked hard with Pluto in Capricorn. It was opposing your energy for many years. Now we're in the new era of Pluto in Aquarius. And as I said earlier in this video, Pluto in Aquarius sextiles the Aries energy, and that is new solutions and opportunities. So with Mercury retrograde here, it's a slowdown for us to refine, rethink, rewrite the narrative, the inner narrative, the inner story. This is where you may receive healing revelations, healing insights, new courage, new confidence to say yes to something that may feel scary, but is what it's destiny driven. It's what your heart is longing for or desiring, beautiful Cancer. So let's pull a card for you, Cancer, and see what the cards have to say for Cancer. Mercury retrograde. Your card is opportunity. Yes, yes, yes. There are new opportunities coming through for you, Cancer. There is light here. What I feel when I see these trees is that you may not see the new opportunity yet. You may feel like you're in the forest. You may be wondering, pulling tarot cards and watching videos like these and just going, where's my opportunity? When is the energy going to shift? When am I going to get a break, right, Cancer? Let me know if that resonates for you. There is a crescent moon here, which tells me that this new moon solar eclipse, even though it's an eclipse, it is a new moon. And as we get through that kind of more discombobulating energy of a solar eclipse, which is kind of to be expected with any eclipse, although it tends to be more gentle with a solar eclipse rather than the lunar eclipse in Libra that we just had. As we get through that energy and the new moon starts to build, we get to our first quarter moon, you may see a new opportunity emerge for you, beautiful Cancer. And with the transit of Jupiter coming together with Uranus, depending on how it's aspecting your natal chart. I have to do a chart reading for you to see how it is aspecting your chart. But depending on how that is working with your energies of your chart, that could be a beautiful expansion for you as well. So Cancer, if you want to claim your new opportunity, your new success, claim it in the comments below. Gemini, beautiful Gemini. Hello, beautiful Gemini. Gemini, I have my natal sun in Gemini. Gemini, those of you who are Gemini risings, you are will experience the Mercury retrograde in Aries in your 11th house. And the 11th house is the house of hopes, wishes, and dreams, long-term financial gains, as well as your alliances, your social media, your friendships especially. It's really the house of support and fulfillment, where your heart gets fulfilled. It is the house of that true heart's desire and how you are supported in that by others. So with Mercury retrograde here, this is where you're rewriting a story, where you're creating a whole new narrative of your success. In Aries, we want to win. We want success. We want triumph. We want to even pioneer something and have it blossom into a new chapter for us. So this is what's happening for you, beautiful Gemini. You may be creating a whole new mindset for yourself during this Mercury retrograde, receiving revelations, receiving downloads, receiving illuminations about how you've thought perhaps about your friendships, how you've thought about your social media, whatever it is for you. It could be about finances for you, since this is also a financial house. But also I think of this house because it is ruled by Aquarian energy in the traditional zodiac. I think of this as our sense of what we can co-create with the divine, what we can pull in as we put our spidey senses out into the universe, as we put our intentions and our feelers out into the universe, how we can create that dream of fulfillment. This is the house of the dream, where you will feel most fulfilled, beautiful Gemini. And it does involve other people. It does, for you Geminis, you need to have soul sisters and soul brothers. Siblings, whether they are natural siblings or whether they are people that are like best friends. You need people that vibe with you on a soul level for you to feel really happy. That is so important for Geminis. Very, very important. It is the sign of the twins and the lovers, and lovers means, you know, you want to feel that love with everyone in your life that's important to you. So you may be working on a new foundation, inner narrative foundation, from which you can co-create those kinds of friendships and alliances as well, Gemini. So let me now shuffle for you and see what the cards have to say. And I feel like you may get a healing revelation with Chiron active during this Mercury retrograde, a healing revelation that turns your story around, even about what you thought was true in your childhood, where you felt oppressed, where you felt unseen. Geminis need to feel seen. Yes, we all want to feel seen on a certain level, but Geminis need to have that mirrored, the truth of who they are mirrored back to them. If you haven't watched my video yet, Gemini, it's a superpower video. I have a superpower, slow down, Betsy, a superpower video for all of you, for each sign. Watch the one on Gemini if you haven't yet. I hope you watch it if you haven't, because it will help you to feel more seen and validated. Gemini, your card is taking risks, Gemini. It is time. What is the thing that you are most afraid to do? What are you most afraid to say yes to, but are also exhilarated about when you think that you could possibly be successful? What is the thing that if you weren't afraid, you would do it? That is the risk that you're being invited to take, beautiful Gemini. If you are ready to take a risk, leap in the net will appear. If you are ready to trust in the divine to guide you, see this hawk. I believe it's a hawk. It's a hawk or an eagle flying above, surveying the situation. There's a portal. That's the eclipse portal. There's a portal through which this bird will fly into brand new soul territory. And that is where the potential lies for you. That is where the fulfillment lies for you, Gemini. It's through this portal that feels like a risk to you. And I'm right there with you. You're not doing it alone. Claim your success in the comments below. All my love. Okay, Taurus. Hello, beautiful Taurus. Taurus, you will have this Mercury retrograde in Aries transiting through your house of divine revelations. The mystic in you is going to be activated during this Mercury retrograde, which is supremely beautiful, I believe, to have a Mercury retrograde in this house. This is going to be rebirth for some of you. This is where you are crafting a whole new story of truth about you, the truth of your soul, the truth of who you are as a human being. People sometimes call this house the house of undoing, the house of self-sabotage. It definitely can bring up self-doubts, but it's also the house that can give us the most powerful revelations and healings and increase our confidence and courage and ability, or not ability, but desire to take a risk, willingness to take a risk. It can be where we have the biggest breakthroughs as well. So this is a really cool place, I feel, to have a Mercury retrograde, because you're being invited to rest and retreat and rejuvenate during this Mercury retrograde, to take a load off, to sit in the hammock, to lay on the couch, to do the guided visualizations, especially, or the breath work, the yoga, whatever it is, the journaling, the automatic writing, whatever you do to channel divine messages. You are very, very open right now with Mercury here, very open transit of Mercury for you to receive divine revelations, beautiful Taurus. And these revelations are going to be healing, and they're going to help you to create a new success story for your life, for your new chapter that you're creating with the solar eclipse in Aries. So let's see what the cards have to say. Taurus, give yourself the time, Taurus. Give yourself the time to be in the other realm, to be in your heart, to be in your emotions, so that you can maximize, an Aries word, you can maximize the benefit of this transit. And your card is miracles. Yes, who does not want a miracle? Oh my goodness. When I look at this card, okay, first of all, there's a double rainbow, yay. And when I look at the card, the darkness in the front to me feels like any darkness you might be moving through. Sometimes the 12th house can feel dark. It can. It is our subconscious mind. The subconscious mind can be quite a bad neighborhood, as we say, right? It can. But as you do a little hike over this darkness, you come to the rainbow. And there's quiet in this canyon. There's quiet. There's spiritual, it's like you can feel your spiritual, that energy that, you know, sometimes it's that, if you've ever been in nature in a canyon or something like that, this is reminding me of being at Arches National Park, getting up really early in the morning and literally going out, and I would just cry. I would cry because I was feeling so touched by the spiritual energy of the place. That is on offer for you. And you are ascending. This is a card of ascension. This is validating that you are ascending, Taurus. If you want to claim your ascension, which is you coming more in alignment with your highest vibration of pure love and potential, let me know. Claim it in the comments below. My beautiful friend, thank you for being here with me today. Thank you to my Sunday chat friends for joining me. Thank you for whenever you're watching this video. I so appreciate your likes of this video, your thumbs ups, your comments. I read all of your comments and I so enjoy hearing from you. Thank you for sharing this video. Thank you for your subscribes to my channel. Your subscribes help the algorithm put this video out to more people who enjoy astrology and really helps to support my channel. If you would like to know how the energies of Mercury retrograde, the solar eclipse in Aries, even the lunar eclipse in Libra that we just had, and the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction that is coming up that is promising expansion for those who are receiving positive aspects from this epic transit, if you would like to know how all of the energies that are happening right now in the next few months in the astrology, how they are all affecting you personally, in your natal chart. If you would like to know this, schedule an astrology consultation with me. It's easy to book. Just go to my website, choose the consultation that appeals to you most, and I look forward to meeting you on Zoom. If you'd like to receive a soothing guided meditation, it is my free gift to you. Just go to my website, subscribe to my weekly inspirational astrology updates. You'll be the first to receive them before they go out on social media. Subscribe to my updates and you will get a free instant download, my gift to you, of the guided meditation, Returning Home to Your Heart, where you'll have the opportunity to tune into your own divine guidance and receive the unconditional love of your soul. The link to sign up and get your free instant download is in the description box below. And if you would like more support for this new hero's journey that we are all embarking on with the solar eclipse in Aries, as we are about to answer a new heart's calling, my book, The Magic of Saying Yes, Answering Your Heart's True Calling, is available on Amazon. The link to that is in the description box below as well. So my friend, until my next video, which will be on the epic Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, I am sending you all my love.